having such an amazing night, day, wherever you are. And so this video comes about. I had seen this beautiful lady on social media, and he had got married to an older gentleman, and she had wrote on one of her videos was that she so happy that she had found him. Well, like he came into her life, and that he was able to heal her from her wounds, like from trauma, while carrying his own trauma. No one can heal you, okay? And if you have this, and the reason I titled the video that God can't heal you, because God don't see that you're broken. God don't see that you need fixing, right? God works through you. And God, you the way you view yourself, when you say you need healing, when you say that you need fixing, is from a standpoint of that something's wrong with you. Okay. And God is not on that frequency looking at you like something is wrong with you. That would be what society has conditioned you to believe. That would be what perhaps people in your family has conditioned you to believe. But that is not the all powerful, the almighty think that you need fixing or you need healing, And it's so crazy because when we are conditioned to think like that, we start feeling like people are able to come into our lives and fix us. You give all your power away because basically you're saying that you're not able. Now remember this, that God works through you. You and God is one, okay? There's no separation. And for you to feel like that you don't have the answers within yourself, right? Now when I say within yourself, maybe at this particular moment you feel like, well, I'm searching for the answers, but you can't get to the answers if you are focusing on a problem. That is just not going to work. You have to be in a receptive mode, in an opening, where as though you are able to get the answers that you are seeking. And for you to say, or for anyone of that matter to say, well, I think a lot of times we tend to give our power away. We tend to say, oh, well, these people gonna heal me. These people gonna fix me. And the truth of the matter is no one can fix you. No one can heal you but you. Even if you was to go to the doctor or whatever it is, it's you that's behind the scenes. Because once you leave that doctor office, guess what? You the one that practice whatever the doctor had told you to do or whatever. It's not the doctor that healed you. It's you. Give yourself, you know what? You need to give yourself credit. You need to give, and I think a lot of this stems from, I always go back to when we were children, right? And maybe you have said you bragged about yourself and you was told you don't say those things about yourself. You let other people say those things. I think it goes all the way back there, right? When you went in the mirror and you was like, oh, I'm so, I'm gorgeous, I'm beautiful. And you was conditioned to believe. You don't say that about yourself. You let other people say those things about you. Funny story. Well, not actually so funny. I remember a few years ago, I had went with this person to the doctor, and this is not medical advice. This is just entertainment purposes only. Okay. But first, let me share my story. I remember when I had went to the doctor, it was actually a psychologist, right? And when I went to her, I was experiencing anxiety and depression. And so she had gave me these Xanapraise. I think that's the name of them. It's been so long, honey. I don't remember the name. But she had gave me these pills. Now, the reason I'm laughing because if it wasn't because of this incident, so this psychologist, she gave me those pills. And everything happens the way it needs to happen, divine timing. And I remember I was taking two pills. I would take one at, I think one in the morning and then one at night. And I was working at a hardware store. And me and one of the girls who normally like we would play and stuff like that. One day she said to me, she said, Dina, you so aggressive. Now I knew I was an aggressive person. You know, I would have my moments, but in this sense, I don't know if she was joking or what, but from her saying it, I start looking at some of the things that I have changed. And one of the things was I started taking pills, okay, for anxiety and depression. And so growing up, I remember my father, he did not believe in medication, like taking medicine, right? And like his whole remedy was like he'd take some cheese, cheese, and like he'd do cheese and honey. But everything is a belief system. So if my father was conditioned to believe like cheese and honey would heal you, if he was conditioned that remember whatever you believe is true to you. Other people may be like that makes totally no sense. Like who would do cheese and honey, right? But that's what he believed. And so if he believed that, it's going to work for him because subconsciously he have this belief in his cheese and honey. So I got to the point where as though I was like, you know what? I don't want to do pills or anything like that. I don't want to do pills. And I remember when I would go to the psychologist, me and her would talk and I would explain to her like what I was going through. And I remember one of the things she said, like, oh, well, the pills, they may keep you up. And if they keep you up, just reverse them. Like do one, the pill that's supposed to have you sleep, take that one in the morning because the one that I was taking it was going to have me sleep. It was actually having me up. So she said, reverse it, right? So a few months later went past. I remember she had said to me, I had said to her, I said, now this was like months past that I wasn't taking no medication or anything like that. I just had them in my medicine cabinet. Because everything is based upon what you believe about yourself. I mean, if you believe it, that's what it is. And I'm not here saying don't take medication or any, you got to do what works for you. Okay. And so months went on. And I remember I called her one day because I don't know why, but something was like withdrawal symptoms. Like, I may be experiencing withdrawal symptoms. And I called her and I was like, that medication you gave me, like I haven't been taking it or whatever. I said, but do it cause no, what happened? She filled another prescription for me. At this time, my grandmother had passed away. I just recently, at that time had a miscarriage. So I was going through, some things. And so she said, well, she said, it sounds like you have a bit of depression. So I'm gonna send a prescription and for you to pick it up and stuff like that. Whatever. So um I think I took I took the prescription, but then I took the pills and then I stopped taking the pills. Because one day I called her and I said, "Do these pills have me going through withdrawal?" And she said that yeah, that the pills would cause withdrawal symptoms, right? Because at the end of the day, it's a drug at the end of the day, right? So I just stopped taking them. I started going to the herbalist and I started taking this stuff called True Calm. And it's herbs filled in a capsule, and I started taking those. But then I got to the point where as though I didn't want to rely on anything outside my existence. And it's so funny because when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you ask, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, you start meditating and stuff like that. You quiet your mind. Well, the mind is still be going, but you being still, right? So now you receptive. Now you able to get the answers from God, from source, whatever you want to call it, universe. I don't care what you call it. You can't get what from sand water. So I started meditating. And from me meditating, it it calmed me so much. Now I'm not saying that it's times where as though, I may not experience the anxiety or whatever it is like that, but I am in control of my mind, right? I am in control. I have the ability to shift my focus onto something else that I desire. And you do those things by being still. You do those things by going within. So another story. A few years ago, I had went with this good friend of mine to this same psychologist. And the psychologist pretty much had told this good friend, because, at this time, hey, Tracy, peace here, baby, peace here, peace here. This psychologist, she had pretty much had told this good friend of mine that, because I was talking to this good friend and I said, you know what? Those pills, like you highly stressed, right? Like this good friend, like really, really stressed out and stuff like that. Think the worst case scenarios this person would think, just will focus all their time and attention on things going wrong. And guess what? If you focus on your time and attention on things going wrong, it's gonna go wrong. Just like in the Bible with Job, right? When he said, the thing that I fear has come upon me. If you focus on it long enough, it is going to come upon you. All right. It's going to be your reality because that's what you're giving your time, energy, and attention to. So I told this good friend, I said, you know what? I think you highly stressed. That's what it really is. So we went inside the psychologist's office together. And I said, well, isn't that those pills like suppressing the issue? Now I get it. Some people feel like they can't I don't want to say focus, but they feel like they can't go through life without something to assist them, right? And that's why I always say do what works for you because guess what? This is your journey. This is your journey. But I was just in a state where as though I knew that I could do better, right? Like I knew I could do better. And so I'm in the psychologist's office and I said to the psychologist, I said, but if she was to um like get the stress under control, would she still need them? Would she still need the medication? And the psychologist pretty much still was trying to say yes, she would still need him. And I pressured the issue so bad to the point where so later on she said, well, if it wasn't as a high level, like, you know, if she wasn't like stressed out or had a phobia of such, then perhaps she wouldn't need them. But one of the things you have to understand and get is this. No one is coming to save you. And the reason why I titled this video like God can't help you, because God don't see that you're helpless. How could God help you if God don't see that you're helpless? That don't even make sense. What would happen is God work through you. That's what would happen. But God, in a sense, because to say that God is gonna help me, God is just gonna fix my life. That's not how this here thing works. And there's so many people who have this ideology that, oh my goodness, like God is just going to, you know what, I'm gonna just keep doing the same thing. God is going to come and rescue me. My life is going to be so much better than what it currently is. My life is going to be better than what it was when I was a child. It's going to, no, 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 no. That's not how it works. Your life is going to be the same exact way that it was. Probably a little better, but it's not because God is helping you. It's because God is working through you. And not only until you start seeing and focusing on what do I desire? What is it? How do I want my life to look? Right? And you start focusing on them things, will your life change? But as long as you saying you helpless, that don't even sound right. You helpless. You have, and it's some people that claim depression, right? It's some people that say that they have depression, they have anxiety, they have this, they have that. As long as you claim it, you will have it. As long as you say, you know, it's a few months ago I was doing a video and it was this guy, I think it was a guy, on my video on YouTube on here, and one of the things he was saying, like he was going through all these health issues, and he don't know me from a milk carton or anything like that, and no one asked him if he was going through health issues, but he volunteered to say he was going through all these health issues. Now imagine if he's telling me, you know, and I'm just doing a live. Imagine how many other people he's telling the same exact story to. And at times we don't think that because we keep on telling this same exact story and feeling those emotions, you don't understand that you keep on you keep on giving energy to that. Although you say you don't want that to show up, although you say you don't, you want a better life, you say all those different things, but the more you talk about it and feel those emotions, because it's not only you talking about it, it's you feeling those emotions when you talk about that thing. And the more you keep on giving energy to it, that's why it keep on showing up in your life. Do I believe that somebody can come and heal you? I don't believe that. I believe if you believe that, like if you believe like, oh, somebody could come heal me, But is it really that person healing you? Because even in that sense, it's still you believing it. So it's still you believing that they healed you. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, no one's no one is here. You let me tell you, if your life is going into shit in pieces, right? If your life is going to stuff that you say, oh my goodness, I just don't know where this came from. Understand that you have the ability to change it. Like you have to understand you have the ability to change it. You don't have to wait for anybody. You don't have to wait for someone to say that they're sorry. You don't have to wait for people to start treating you better. No, you are a co-creator. You get to create what it is that you desire. And if you out here saying, well, I'm so happy this man healed me. Remember, I said when I went to the psychologist, I was like, I called her and I said, do these pills, prescriptions have a withdrawal effect or whatever? I didn't want to rely on anything outside me. But as long as I remember about a year ago, right? Um, I had headphones. Like I would stay with a pair of headphones. And occasionally, like I would take them out my ear, right? Like if I'm going places and stuff like that, like I would take them out my ear. It got to the point where as though I stopped buying headphones. Like I barely like I wear them sometimes. But it got to the point where as though I wanted to challenge myself without wearing headphones, right? Like without focusing on I got a spread without focusing on anything outside my existence. And so what I would do was I would take walks. I still take walks, going to the Dollar Trees and stuff like that. But today I went to the Dollar Tree and also I took a walk. But I would take walks and I wouldn't have anything in my ear just to be present. At times I don't listen to I listen to I don't listen to nothing because I just want to feel those emotions. Like when the people was walking, make eye contact with them if I want to. If not, like I stare at something like an object that's further out. I mean, like a little far, right? I don't put my head down when I see people. But one of the things that I wanted to do was to challenge myself not to wear headphones. And it's so funny because my youngest son, the other day he went to Dollar Tree, he went to go buy some headphones. And one of the things he said, he was like, I could buy you some. And I was like, no, I don't want no headphones and stuff. And he said, why you don't want headphones? And I said, no, because when I'm out, when I'm out, I like to just, be pretty much present. I like to be just pretty much present. And I don't want anything to rely on. I don't want things to because suppose if one day I didn't have the headphones, I remember listening to Eckhart Tolle, the guy who wrote The Power of Now. And I remember one of the things he said was, you don't want to rely on things outside you. Because if you don't have those things, then that's going to be a panic or anxiety, attack alone. Because now you're relying on these things And now because you don't have these things, now you get in, like you feeling overwhelmed or whatever. If you need to do like wear the headphones and stuff like that, like if it's a person that's, you know, that stays in the house all the time and that's afraid to come out, right? Maybe they're afraid because the people see them and they got all this trash going on in their mind, right? And all of that is due to because what you giving your energy to, what you what you giving your energy to, who are you being around. And also the main point is, let me tell you something. If you a person that gossip all the time, you gonna when you go out, you gonna think people are talking about you because you gossip. Remember, those seeds that you plant, you gotta reap the harvest. So whatever seed you plant in, you can plant whatever seed, plant hatred seed, you're gonna reap that harvest. That's just the laws of the universe. And nobody is exempt from them. No one. I don't it doesn't matter your skin color. No one is exempt from the laws of this here universe. And so if you have a fear of just going outside, right? Then probably, yeah, I guess you could use the yeah, Tracy, I think like when we depend on those things, it's like, escape. Now I'm not saying, it's right or wrong or what, to wear them or not to wear them. But my whole thing is I believe in challenging myself, And like even today, I got a download for me to go for a walk. I did the Dollar Tree haul and I was in the living room listening to Zig Ziglar. And as I was listening to Zig Ziglar, I got the download, go for a walk. And a part of me was like, I don't want to go for no walk. Right. And then I heard it again, go for a walk. And my youngest son headphones was here. And mind you, I don't use the headphones. In fact, I don't even own a pair. Those headphones, I don't know. I done lost the headphones. The headphones, I don't know where they went. I just stopped buying them. And so I did put his headphones in. And as I put his headphones in, they wasn't working. Like they turned on, but I don't know what was going on. And it was this voice that was like, the headphones not working, just stay. But then it was another voice that was like, no, go for a walk. And so what I did was I put my sneakers on and I went for a walk. And so moments like that, right? Like moments like that, you would hear a voice that your intuition telling you to do this, to do that. And you may not listen to it because of fear. Because I was like, you know what? I don't want to speak to no one. I don't want to see no one or anything like that. But then when my intuition said, go for a walk, right? I walked. This whole thing, right, about life is, it puts me in a mind the power of awareness. Never bought a book. I don't, I brought that book a few, like probably a few years ago. I don't know what happened to that book. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if I left it in one of the cars I had, whatever. But anyway, but it's really about you being aware, not beating yourself up, you know, but going within and asking yourself, like, why do you feel that way? Like, why do you feel that someone is going to heal you? And has anyone healed you yet? Or has anyone saved you? Right? Because, you can have this notion like, oh, somebody's going to come save me or whatever it is. You've been doing all these things, right? You've been helping old lady Miss Nancy across the street, going to the supermarket for her, doing all these things, right? Like these good deeds. But if you don't think that you are capable of helping yourself, healing yourself, changing your life, your own life, then it doesn't matter really how much you help old lady Miss Nancy. Those things, and I'm not saying like, oh, well, don't, I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is you have to see that you are a co-creator. You have to see that you and God are one. And God don't see you as helpless. God doesn't see you as broken, that you need to be fixed. That's a different frequency. When you look at yourself broken, you need to be fixed. Whatever your self talk is, because that's important. Whatever your self talk is, if your self talk is those things, you broken. Somebody need to come fix you and all this other stuff. You gotta start going with that. And one of the things that really really helps me is meditation. Meditation, going within. You know, going within and being still and getting the answers. But that's because I'm receptive. Like when I'm in a receptive mode. Because sometimes, you know, it's not too long that I will stay on a certain illusion that we call problems. I don't stay there, you know. But it's times where as though I may revisit something that has shown up in my life, but I know I have a choice. I can either wallow in it or I can say, you know what could I do? I could meditate, I could go within. I could listen to something, you know, but you have to be willing to go within. That's where all your magic and power lies, is with you going within, with you being still and being receptive because to every problem there's a solution. There could never be one without the other. And with that being said, I love you guys. Keep rocking out, believing in yourselves. Do understand that God can't fix you, because God don't look at you as you broken. God can't heal you because God don't see you as you're not healed. All right, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Probably tomorrow in the morning. Raquel, believe in yourself and keep going. With that being said, peace.